Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today I would like to share my thoughts on Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest episode 22, which was another awesome episode. I really enjoyed it. And again, they're moving very quickly with adapting the manga. We're now up to volume 9 in the manga, and there's only 3 episodes to go before season 1 ends, before the end of the year here, just right before January. I think the last episode, episode 25, will air on December 29th. So it begs the question where that cliffhanger ending is going to be, because I still don't know if they're going to finish the Moon Dragon God arc, which only began a few weeks ago, but we'll find out soon enough. So, of course, our heroes made their way to Elentier, and they've been battling against Selene's Moonlight Divinities. All our heroes were separated, so they're the different teams. And then the way last week's episode ended was that Lucy turned into a yokai, a lamia to be specific, and was hassling Natsu, putting her titties in Natsu's face, and Natsu's like, no, I don't want that, which any other person would say, give me more. But Aquarius showed up at the very end of the episode, and that was established early on when our heroes made their way to Elentier, and that their magic was enhanced. We saw Wendy could summon Irene, and Lucy could also summon her celestial spirits without the keys. And of course, Aquarius's key no longer exists, so Aquarius showing up was definitely a welcome surprise, and she's here to talk some sense into Lucy. So I have my screenshots from the anime as well as manga panels to compare and contrast things. Let's get right to it with Aquarius saying, "What are you doing, you exhibitionist? Put some clothes on, Lucy." And she comments because she no longer has an ass, being turned into a lamia, a yokai, that she only has a tail. So Aquarius says, "I can't slap you on your ass cheeks, but I can slap you on your other cheeks." And she slaps Lucy right in the face there. It's such a funny scene. And after battling for a few scenes, Aquarius gets close and gives Lucy a hug, trying to talk some sense into her and snap out of the spell that Yoko placed on her. And this is my first comparison to the manga, which it's a one-to-one translation. I just thought it was a very sweet scene, so why not include it? And as this was happening, it cuts to Selene, who's watching this, enjoying her drinks, and saying, "Oh, she'll never break Yoko's curse. What is she thinking?" But what happens is there's a series of flashback scenes, and Lucy remembering her time with Aquarius, which I loved all these scenes. It shows her as a little girl, and then this one, from the very first episode of Fairy Tail, and the nostalgia was strong here, to which I also have a comparison to the very first episode, so you get an idea from the contrast in art styles of different studios. And I want to say the original series began in 2009 or 2010, somewhere around there, so it's been quite a long time. The reason why there's like a different color, this is the filter showing that it's a flashback, so that's why it's like that, but there's still a different art style. And I gotta be honest, I am partial to the original art style. It just looks nicer. I've always been a fan of like the mid-2000s, early 2010s anime art style. I know a lot of people will probably say like the 90s is their favorite art style, but to me, really it's the mid-2000s. This is the early 2010s, but it still kind of fits, and I love this art style so much. But regardless, there's still the flashback scenes there. And this is Aquarius yelling at Lucy. You know, in the beginning of the series, Aquarius and Lucy didn't really get along. It wasn't until the sacrifice during the Tartaros arc where they really finally saw eye to eye there. So that's that sacrifice scene right there where, you know, Aquarius tells Lucy to destroy my key to summon the Celestial Spirit King during the Tartaros arc. And as that happens, of course, the spell is broken and Lucy starts crying, embracing Aquarius, saying, "I'm back to normal." We see Aquarius happy to see Lucy again, and it's a beautiful thing. But what happens is she says, "You know, you need to be punished, Lucy. What are you doing? Put some clothes on." And she smacks her in the ass, and Lucy starts crying and goes flying away, which... That's the scene. Go back to normal, and it shows everyone watching, which that's Natsu, and those are the Moonlight Divinities. And it kept cutting over to Mimi, who was getting turned on by all this, like, oh, it's violent, it's so extreme. But she smacks her, and what happens is you see like her tail in the shape of an ass, and then it turns back to regular Lucy's ass up. So I thought that was funny, my other comparison. And Natsu's just taking a peek, because why not? But I'm just noticing this now. Wow, they had the skirt, because she does have the undies underneath, but the skirt's covering it up. Whereas in the manga, you can see her undies, or bathing suit, I guess. But this is a really sweet moment where she hugs Aquarius, and Aquarius is being soon, like not giving the hug back. And Lucy's like, come on. You were just hugging me before to snap me out of it, so hug me back. A really sweet scene. And back over here, Yoko is getting pissed because, that was her yokai spell on Lucy. She snapped out of it, and Mimi's like, there, we'll get her next time. So back over to Gray, who's fighting against Wendy, who's the monster cat Wendy, and then Carla and Happy as these giant panthers or tigers or whatever. And Gray's like, I can't harm Happy and Carla, I can't do it. And then Wendy is being cute and innocent. I'm gonna kill you, yeah. Like she says stuff like that. I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna scratch your face out, yeah. So Gray can't attack, and Wendy's making this face. But then Natsu comes in with the fire dragon kick, and he knocks down both Carla and Happy. And Wendy gets all upset, to which Natsu and Gray are ready to fight. And then Aquarius shows up and is like, open up, Wendy! I got some poison for you! And she starts like waterboarding Wendy. And is like, yeah, it's poison. The only way to solve that is to use your Raise status healer. And then I noticed this watching the anime. This wasn't in the manga, but they emphasized Wendy's ass cheeks right there. You noticed that? I noticed it. And the add-ons in the thread on 4chan noticed it. But anyway, Wendy uses her Raise ability to neutralize the status ailments, which turns her back to normal. And it wasn't poison water. That was just Aquarius saying such things to make Wendy do this. So Wendy's back to normal. Natsu and Gray are like, oh, you're back to normal. Look at those faces, man. And they start hugging her. Natsu's hugging her. Gray's patting her on the head. And Wendy's like, what did I do? Which this was taken right out of the manga, too. A cute little scene. Yeah, Gray's telling Wendy to turn the cats back to normal, which she does. Why does it feel like I embarrassed myself? Yeah, you're running out of your monster cat outfit. And then Aquarius chimes in. This one was full of herself with her boobs out. And Lucy gets pissed. And Natsu, you pressed them on my face. No, I didn't do that. No way. Look at that face. And look at Aquarius giving her the side eye. Like, yep, I saw it. So then we think all our friends are back to normal. But we still haven't seen Urza. And she shows up as the Spider-Woman Urza. And here's the comparison to the manga. Which, Urza looks the same in the anime. Is there... What's that spider? Yeah, there's the spider web there. But the spider looks more detailed, I feel, in the manga. But still looks good in the anime. Definitely enjoy that. And then Wendy uses her ability on Urza, turning her back to normal. And then Carla, or maybe it was Happy, one of them said, it's so anticlimactic, which it really was, because Urza didn't get to fight in this form or anything. They're like, oh, there's no way we could beat Urza. And Wendy uses her ability, turning her back to normal real quick. And then Yoko is pissed. Or actually, Yoko's shocked and Selene is pissed. She's like, you gotta go out there, Yoko, and handle this yourself because your toys didn't work. Look at that face she's making. So Yoko is going out there. It cuts over to Faris and Toka, who make their way over to see the village elder over here. And they also meet Suzuko, which we heard him get name dropped a few times from Diablos as one of the high-ranking members of Diablos. And he was sent to slay Selene. So he's made his way here. He was actually protecting the Elder. And they name drop Fairy Tail. And Suzuku says, Fairy Tail are my enemies too. But my main priority is slaying Selene for my master. So he agrees to help for a while. And again, here's the comparison to the manga with him. I like how they kept like his eyelashes. That detail was still intact. But again, I don't know, there's something about the detail of the manga just looks better to a certain point. So he's helping, and old Granny here is like, oh yeah, he's a fine young man. So that's cool. And then Yoko makes her way and starts summoning the yokai. They start attacking here. Here's all these monsters. And Team Natsu's charging in, ready to attack. There's the whole group. I always love when they do these shots. Notice too, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but Natsu's missing his scarf. That'll be relevant later. Here's the comparison to the manga. I mean, same thing. They're all making similar faces. Natsu has his smile. He's all fired up. He's the one all fired up. Everyone's all serious, but he's always ready to throw down. And this scene was awesome. I was waiting for this. So as they attack the yokai, Yoko summons even more. So you destroy one, two more show up. They talk about how Urza destroyed the 100 monsters in the Grand Mansion Games, if you remember that. And what happens is Aquarius says, because we're on Ellen tier, I'm here for God's sake. Summon all your spirits, to which Lucy does. I was so happy to see this animated, but the one nitpick I do have is Plu is not present, which in the manga, Plu was right there next to Scorpio. And each of the characters say something. Even Plu, he goes, boom, boom, what he always says. And it's not like Plu's going to do anything, but just him standing there would have been cool. I love this, though, regardless, seeing everyone show up there ready to fight. And it's so badass. And they all have their say, like, there's Ares, I'll help, I'm sorry. And then Leo there, Loki, I'm ready to kick some ass. You ready for some punishment, princess? So it's just awesome. Here it is in the manga. Like, there's Plu right there. And he's just shaking. No, he didn't even say Poon Poo, what he always says, but he's just standing there regardless. But yeah, they all have their things. Guys, please help me. And you have Gemini, Piri, we are. It seems this is an all-out war. Mushi Mushi, as you command, princess. Now then, what to do with all these bad boys? Let's go, Evie. I shall deal with them. We'll defeat them. I'm sorry. Moo, just leave it to us. So they're all there, that even Aquarius. So yeah, it's awesome, but my one nitpick is that Plu wasn't there. Like, come on, include Plu. Plu has been there the longest. One of Mashima's OG characters from Raidmaster. You could have squeezed them in right there. What's going on, animators? But yeah, Lucy also gets to activate her Stardress mix form with Leo and Virgo. We haven't seen all of them, but this one is a fan favorite, of course, for obvious reasons. So, remember, Natsu's missing his scarf, and he sees this guy has his scarf on. So Natsu leaves the battle chasing the Tanuki. And then Yoko is able to, manipulate herself, make different copies, and then she transforms into her final form, where she grows 2 arms. And here's the comparison to the manga. That's, like, perfect, man. 1-to-1 translation there. And really enjoy seeing that. And then Urza uses a new requip as well with her 1,000 arms armor, which we see Yoko here has 4 arms, while Urza has 6. She really only has 2, but she has 4 others that are controlling via her armor. But this is an awesome form. It looks just like the manga. Usually these types of things, and maybe there are better details in the manga, but I think in the anime this looks perfect. I love the colors, everything about it. It's just terrific. So the 1,000 arms armor, she's ready to attack, and she kicks Yoko's ass. She slices and dices her. So Yoko has been defeated, and it cuts back to Natsu, who caught up with the Tanuki, retrieves his scarf, and then he runs into Suzuku, which Suzuku recognizes the guild emblem, and they stare each other down, and that's where the episode ends. So there you go. The last thing I have here is just the cover of Volume 9, so I can show you this now. There's Suzuku, there's Yoko, Aquarius, of course, Urza in her armor, and even Natsu chasing after the Tanuki with the scarf. So I love it. Again, because that's how we knew the color of Yoko in her new form, and then Urza's 1,000 arms armor. And I do have to say they did a great job with both of them. Really enjoyed this episode. But my one nitpick is just the fact that they didn't include Plu in that one scene. Which, even if I want to nitpick a little more, there's some other minor details. Like, what's with Virgo's eyes there? They look kind of strange compared to how they look in the manga. But every other character looks great, so what more can I say? Again, we only have 3 more episodes left, guys. 3 more weeks of this, and then Season 1 will be wrapped up. And I'm looking forward to seeing, where things are going to end. Because there's going to have to be a cliffhanger ending, as I keep saying. But that's all I have to say for this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day. And peace out.
99.